guys, today I'm going to talk to you about a book that I just finished reading called Dreamland Burning. Unfortunately, it is not available on Hoopla, but it was so good that I finished it yesterday. I just have the paper copy, and I'd recommend it if you do have access to something that allows you to purchase books online, or there might be other platforms, I'm not sure, but I really wanted to talk to you guys about it anyway because I really liked the book. So let's get to the teaser text, and then I'll talk to you about some of the things I really liked about this book and what made it so enjoyable. Some bodies won't stay buried. Some stories need to be told. When 17-year-old Rowan Chase finds a skeleton on her family's property, she has no idea that investigating the brutal century-old murder will lead to a summer of painful discoveries about the past, the present, and herself. 100 years earlier, a single violent encounter propels 17-year-old Will Tillman into a racial firestorm. In a country rife with violence against blacks and a hometown segregated by Jim Crow, Will undertakes a painful journey towards self-discovery and must confront his own inner demons as he struggles to do what's right the night Tulsa burns. Through intricately interwoven alternating perspectives, Jennifer Latham's lightning-paced page-turner brings the Tulsa race riot of 1921 to life and raises important questions about the complex state of U.S. race relations, both yesterday and today. The first thing that drew me into this book was the actual cover of the book. Someone gave a book talk about this at a teacher conference that I went to, and when they were holding the book up, I was barely even paying attention to what they were saying because I was so entranced by this cover. I really like how it has both of the main characters there. The teaser text does tell you that this is a split perspective book. So about half of the story is told by Rowan down here, who's a girl living right now in current times, and then Will, who's living in the early 1920s in the same city of Tulsa, Oklahoma. And I really like how this cover features both of them, and I like the contrast of dark and light in the cover also, because really this kind of contrast of dark and light is also going on within the book itself. So the first thing that I love about this book's story are the two characters. Even though the story sets you up to really like Rowan at the beginning and dislike Will, we really start to see both the ways that these characters have flaws and have their redeeming features. Rowan is pretty well off. She's a mixed 17-year-old growing up in Tulsa, and even though she has firsthand experienced racial discrimination, she kind of comes to the realization that because of who her parents are and because her parents have quite a bit of money, she has some privileges that she didn't really realize she has. Will, on the other hand, is living with a decently well-off family in the 1920s in a racially divided Tulsa, Oklahoma. And even though Will himself is mixed because his mother is Native American, he still has privileges that black folks do not have. His store even has to very hush-hush sell their goods to the black folks who live in Greenwood. And even though Will is witnessing these very blatant acts of racism that are happening in his city, at the beginning of the book, he really doesn't question them. He kind of just thinks that that's the way things are. And it takes him meeting John Goodhope later on in the story, who is a black man about the same age as Will, to kind of start having some realizations about what Will's role is in this unjust society. I really like, too, how the author builds both of these stories, which are happening in very different time periods, but they're still very connected. They're connected through this mysterious body that is found in Rowan's family's side house that is related to Will. We're not sure how, we're not sure who that body belongs to, who that body is, until right at the end of the story. So this whole time as Rowan is stitching together this mystery, and then on the other hand, the mystery is unfolding itself through Will. And it takes a lot of stamina on the reader's part to have to deal with, well, when are we going to know? When are we going to know who this person is? This book would be a great match for folks who enjoy mystery books and books with lots of suspense, but also books that deal with issues of social justice. So if you liked The Hate U Give, or if you liked books like Dear Martin, this would be a really great read for you too. And I really think it's just a good read for folks who like books with action, and books that deal with serious topics. This book isn't on Hoopla, but is on Amazon for just under $8. It is important to note that this is a high school text, and it was on the Gateway Award list last year. This does mean that it has some high school level situations within the text too.